All right, this is really exciting. We're having a live interview with Gina Bourne. We're just waiting for her to join us. I'm trying to figure out the best light. Hi Gina. I hope you can hear me. If not, just tap on them. You can just tap connecting. Hi! Can you hear me? Sometimes the whole...
There we go. I can
Perfect.
Yay!
Yay! I'm so happy you could join us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
This is very exciting. So, hi everybody joining us live. How about, so first of all, Gina, you can find Gina at Gina Bourne. She has an amazing website, ginabourne.com. I was just on it with beautiful listing. Her Instagram account is super inspiring. I absolutely love it. I love your daughter. I like the pumpkins. I like everything.
My daughter's cooler than me for sure.
She's adorable.
Thank you.
So how about you tell us, well, this is social chat, so keep it simple, social media. We try to weekly interview some leaders in their industry, and we handle social media accounts for clients. We teach social media boot camps, and we try to tell our students to follow some people who are leaders in their industry and to learn from other people. And then I discovered you on Instagram, so obviously it is working because I didn't know you existed until you kept popping up. I'm like, who is this amazing lady? So how about you tell us a little bit about you, how you started in real estate, and what's your market? And yeah.
Well, my name is Gina. I've been a realtor now for almost 4 years. I'm in my third year. I'm just finishing up my third year. I work with Whiffen and Wilson. They're an amazing real estate team based out of West Vancouver. But my business is really focused more on kind of Fraser Valley area. I would say Burnaby and East. So we've kind of partnered together to work around the entire Lower Mainland. So that's been a pretty recent change in my business. I would say my niche market is definitely working with young families like myself, people that are first-time home buyers. I would say that's kind of my favorite type of client to work with.
So you have, so I've actually looked into this. So whiffenandwilson.com, great Instagram account as well, and great company. They look like super fun ladies to work with. It looks like a really fun team.
For sure.
And so you have a really strong website and a strong presence for sure on Instagram. Is it something that, did you just started Instagram, or how did that grow, or how did that all happen?
So it's so funny. People always think that I have somebody managing my Instagram, which I don't. I used to manage a social media I used to be the social media manager for my previous job before I got into real estate. I used to work for John Casablanca's Institute. They're a makeup and fashion beauty kind of school. So I actually learned a lot about social media from the makeup artists that went out and tried to become, makeup influencers and things like that. So I learned a lot actually from them. But yeah, with real estate, I only started my Instagram page. I would say it was like January 2017. So it's been almost 2 years. Before I did anything with real estate, I had probably about 2,000 followers, but it was just kind of a personal account. And when I first started, I really wanted to find a way to make my page interesting. I personally wouldn't follow a realtor's page until I became a realtor. I just didn't really feel like a lot of the realtors' accounts are very like just listed, just sold, and it's not really engaging for somebody who isn't looking to buy any real estate. So I wanted to find a way to make my Instagram account visually appealing. So I first just only posted all interior shots, just photos that inspired me, and then I started incorporating more about my own life, my daughter, my family life, and then it just kind of grew from there. So yeah, it was kind of accidental. At first, I really just wanted to post interiors only, and then it just kind of evolved into more of a page about me.
It's really interesting because in class we always teach, like, people want to know who's behind the brand, and we teach a lot of realtors, and we're like, please don't put necessarily the front of the house because there's so much of a story to tell behind. And I think that if people are not ready to buy or sell right away, they can start relating with you and with your family and with who you are as a person. And maybe when they're ready to go ahead with it, then they'll, they've already kind of feel like they know you, which is great. So you have a really nice look and feel on your Instagram account. There's lots of white, like it's really
lots of white.
Yeah, but it's really peaceful and it's really nice. So do you work? How does that work? Do you work with a photographer, or do you use a planning, like a scheduling tool, or a set of filters for editing, like the to get the same feel?
Yeah, so my feed before was very white and bright. I do work with a photographer. Her name is Marissa. So she's her company name is MJ Photo Van. She's amazing.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her. I've had so many people go to her for this type of shoot, like branding shoots. So I do work with her about once a month. We do one shoot a month. But outside of that, most of the time I just have my girlfriend that I'm out with. We just take photos when we're out. I kind of just try to take photos anytime I'm out. And then I just collect the photos and kind of have a bank of photos to post. In terms of how I get them all to look the same, it's really just editing. None of them look like that when you first take it. I'm just obsessed with editing photos. I don't use like one filter every time. Most of the time I actually don't even use a filter. I just edit each photo individually to match what's going on around that grid. So I kind of like to look at my Instagram grid as a one whole picture, like the whole grid on its own, but then each photo on its own has to look good as well. So they have to look all good together, but then they have to look good on their own. So that's kind of how I try to make it. But yeah, my feed before was very, very white. It's extremely hard to maintain that because I had to always find like a white wall or something like really light in the background. So for the fall, because you know the season's changing, obviously the colors are changing outside, I wanted to shift my grid a little bit to a darker, moodier kind of vibe for just so I could get a bit of a change too, because I was getting kind of sick of doing the white. So now it's going a little bit more colorful.
Okay, and do you edit your photos on your phone, just like within your iPhone? Oh,
yeah, on my phone.
Wow.
Yeah. So I use a bunch of different apps. A lot of the times will just use the editing app on the iPhone. Yeah. Sometimes I've used VSCO. I don't love VSCO, but I do use VSCO. Snapseed's another one that I really like.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, Snapseed's a really great one. And then, so I just kind of, depending on what the photo is to start with, my editing process is a little bit different for each one. Yeah.
And do you plan them? Do you put them in Plan or Planoly so you can move them around to see what they're going to look like?
Yeah, I use an app called UNUM. I don't know if that's how you say it.
Oh, yeah.
UNUM. Yeah, so I really like that one. I've tried Plan. The thing that I don't like about that one is you can't, on UNUM, once you have the grid out, you can push a button to shift the grid down. So you can see what it's going to look like in a bunch of different positions, whereas in Plan, you can only see it in that one position. So I don't know if I'm explaining that right. But yeah, in UNUM, there's a little arrow that you can kind of shift the entire grid around. So I really like that. And I actually sometimes edit it in UNUM as well, because sometimes I'll upload it into my grid, but I'll find this a little bit too warm, a little bit too whatever, and I'll edit it within that app so I can see right away what it's going to look like in the grid.
Okay, and can you post directly from UNUM, like auto schedule, or does it send you notifications?
I think
both?
I don't know. I actually don't do auto scheduling. I only use UNUM to see what it's going to look like in the grid, and I write my caption usually at the time that I'm posting, because I find that I tried doing the pre-planning, but I find that especially in my business with real estate, I kind of want to talk about what's happening right now. So when I plan too far in advance, it was sometimes not applicable, or it's not really what I wanted to say. So I kind of stopped doing that. I just kind of post the caption the day of.
Yeah. Excellent. Great. Those are great apps, actually. I'm going to put notes on this, and I've been trying to save lives. Like, I've done so many tests. So what I'm going to do, I think, my conclusion to all this is that I'm going to record this from my phone as a screen recording.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, how is this going to work? Because sometimes I can save lives and sometimes not. There's no rhyme or reason for it. I've tried a million things. So, so we can save this. And then when I post it, when I'll actually post it, then I'll put the links to the apps on your website and things, because those are, I think they're really great features. And so do you find, so that obviously takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time in your day. It takes a lot of time of photography, of thinking, of planning, like whether we want it or not, just to edit the photos and put the captions and do the proper hashtags and like we all know how time consuming it can be. So do you feel that it has been a useful marketing tool? Because like a lot of people are saying, is it really worth it? I think I know it's worth it for brand awareness, and we use lots of advertising as well. So, but in your opinion, do you feel you've gotten leads from it, or how does that work?
I've definitely had leads from it. I think to me, the main purpose of having it, though, is like you said, the brand awareness. I feel like for me, the first thing I do when I want to use any kind of service or company, I always look at their Instagram page or look at their Facebook or look at Google reviews. That's the first thing I do. So for me, I just wanted to create, you know, an account that people come to and kind of get a feel for who I am. I've definitely had clients say that they found me on my Instagram and they felt like I could sell their property because it was so similar to their style in terms of their home decor. So they thought I could totally sell that type of home. So I've definitely had people say that. And yeah, so I just think it's a really great tool for people to get to know you. I think real estate is very much about matching your personality with the client. So I think if they can see who you are outside of just, you know, the listing appointment and things like that, it definitely helps them to know who you are and what you're like. So I think it's great for brand awareness. I would say that's like the number one thing. Yeah. I think I could utilize it a lot more for getting leads and things like that. I just haven't really gone down that avenue yet, but yeah, and it also obviously helps in my listing presentations because I can say I have 12,000 followers. When I post your listing on my page, it's going to reach a lot more people. So in that respect, it definitely helps. Yeah, and I think people can see it also, in my opinion, for when I found you, I thought it really showcased your professionalism. And I thought, okay, this is someone who's kind of on it because obviously everything is well put together. The listings, the way you talk on, you know, your captions, and I love the stories. So good job on that. So that's really good. And what else I was thinking. So obviously you have amazing style. That's like more of a girl question. So you're a mom, you're a busy entrepreneur, you have really great style. Any tips on that you want to share just for fun? My gosh. I wear very, very simple things. A lot of my outfits are like the exact same. I wear a lot of black usually. I don't know. I don't really have tips for that. I shop at, my favorite store, I'm really into this store called Evernew. It's actually an Australian brand, but they've come here, but they have a lot of really feminine pieces. I think with real estate, you want to look professional, but still somewhat stylish. So I just have a ton of blazers. I got all my blazers from Zara.
I better love Zara.
Yeah, Zara's the best. So I would say Zara, H&M. I love Club Monaco, and Evernew. I would say those are my top places to go. But yeah, a lot of my outfits are they're so basic and so simple. So I just kind of switch around like the jackets and stuff like that.
Perfect. That's all we need to know. I interviewed Alicia Sander as well. I know she has a fun. Yeah, right. So I interviewed her when we first started social chats, and it was super fun. And then she was like, "Yeah, mine and yours and Zara."
Yeah.
So love it. Okay. I was doing some research on your account, and I know you're really busy, so we're gonna wrap this up soon. But I was really interested about the Wigs for Kids BC fundraiser. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, that was, my hair is obviously very long. I've purposely been growing my hair long. I've always had long hair, but I just thought I'm just going to keep growing it out and donating it. There's no really specific reason why I decided to choose that organization. I love giving back. I love working with organizations that help children and women. Now that I'm a mom, even more so, it rings true to me and really hits close to home for me. So I've just always been wanting to give back in that way. And I was going to donate my hair anyway, but I figured why not try to raise money while I'm at it. So luckily I actually raised more than my goal, which is awesome. So we hit just over $2,200, and yeah, I'm going to be cutting my hair in like 2 weeks. So I don't know how short I'm going to go. I'm going to cut off at least 8 inches, but I think I can do 10 inches and it would still be like right here-ish. So I think I think I can live with that. I think that'll be okay.
Oh wow, this is a cause that's really dear to my business partner Heather Clifford. She's just commenting. Thank you so much for this. It really is amazing, and I thought it's really great that you pick up a cause, and I think it really helps a lot of children out there and teenagers. So yeah, so this is really, really great. I
Well,
think,
I did a few years ago. I did some work with Make-A-Wish Foundation, and we helped to grant a wish for a girl who wanted to learn how to become a makeup artist.
okay.
Yeah, and it worked perfectly because of my last job. And so, you know, even just working with her and seeing everything that her and her family went through, and just knowing what these families go through during this time is just such a small gesture to donate your hair. That's going to make such a difference to them. So yeah, I think it's a really great cause.
Yeah, and I think people can go, where do they go to find out more about that?
Well, I don't even know the website. It's through the BC Children's Foundation, but if you just search Wigs for Kids BC, it'll come up, and yeah, you need to donate a minimum of 8 inches. It can't be fully colored. It can have highlights, I believe, but other than that, they want the hair to be as not covered as possible. So yeah, and they need 10 to 12 donations to make one wig. And it costs $3,000 to make one wig. So even that $2,000 that I raised is not even enough for one full wig for them. So they need quite a bit of support there. And that money doesn't just go towards making the wigs, which is already amazing on its own, but it also helps to pay for extra expenses that aren't covered. So, you know, it definitely really goes a long way for these families.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, Gina, thank you so much. It's so funny because I feel like I know you, but we've never met. We have only chatted. We've only chatted on Instagram, and I read like so many like videos and stuff. So I really hope that one day I'll be walking in the street in Vancouver, and we'll bump into each other or be able to grab a tea or a coffee. And meanwhile, for anyone who's watching, you can go visit Gina Bourne's account at Gina Bourne. You can go on GinaBourne.com. You can also go and Whiffen and Wilson Instagram account, and Whiffen and Wilson.com. She has beautiful new listing. It was just on Instagram stories. I was like, wow, this is a nice one.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So thank you so much. Whenever I manage to screen record this and save it, I'll make sure to let you know where it's at and share it with our followers with all links to your account and different apps and the Wigs for Kids fundraiser. So that's all. You're free to go. Thank you so much.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.